Good morning, everyone. How are you today? I'd like to welcome you to Tangle Time Arts. I'm Nana Heron, and I'm a certified Zentangle teacher. And today we're going to take a quick look at a tangle called Emingle. That's Emingle. We're going to be making square-shaped spirals, and it's really fun. But first, let's make sure we have our materials. So I have a black pen and a number 2 pencil and a tortillon. I do today have 2 markers. So I'm working with markers. I have 2 colors. If you'd only like to use 1 color, that's fine. But I'm using 2 shades of lavender or purple, however you want to look at it. But you could use 2 shades of pink or green or blue, whatever your favorite colors are, but you want one lighter and one in a darker shade. And then, of course, we have a white tile. You can also use computer paper or your sketchbook. Um, and with that, let's get started. All right, we're going to start with our number 2 pencil, and we are going to start with our 4 dots, 1 in each corner. And you want to put them on your paper just lightly. And then you're going to connect the 4 dots. And again, you want to do that lightly. So you end up with a frame. And we're going to be working in this area inside here. I'm going to set my pencil aside for just a moment. And I am going to start with my markers. So today, instead of drawing our string with our pencil, we are going to use markers, and we are setting up a grid for this particular tangle. I'm starting with my lighter marker, and you want to use the white, not the sharp pointy tip, but the broader, the wide part. And I'm going to just draw straight over, and then I'm going to come down a little bit, and I'm going to go back over and down. I'm just going to do this several times. Like that. And then I am going to rotate my tile, and I'm going to switch to the darker color that I chose. And we're going to finish our grid. And again, you want to use the wide part. So I'm going to start in the corner and kind of trace over some of the areas and then come down. And we're just making our grid this way. Like that. All right. Okay. Now I'm going to put that marker aside, and I'm going to pick up my black pen. So as you can see here, we have a grid and we have squares. And now with our black pen, and at this point, you could choose, instead of a black pen, you could choose to use a different colored pen, or you could even use a gel pen. That would look really nice too. But I'm going to stick with the basics and use the black pen today. So for each of these squares, I am just going to kind of outline each one with the black pen. And it takes a little bit of time, but that's okay. And you'll see why we're doing this in a couple of minutes. And if you'll notice, sometimes I have a little white space there. And that's fine. I'm not going to worry about that. I love grid tangles because there's something about the structure that I really enjoy. And you can play around with the grids. All right, so we have all of those kind of outlined. And now we're going to put in the Emingle Tangle. And that's simply a square shaped spiral. But unlike Printa, where we start in the center and work out, with this, we're going to start on the outside and work our way in. So we're basically just going to aura the shape all the way around, but we're going to leave a space. We're not going to close that off. We're going to leave a space and then keep spiraling inward. And then for the center, I like to kind of close that off if I can and color in the center if there's space. And that's all there is to it. And you don't have to color in the center if you don't want to, but I kind of like the effect that it has. You can actually just leave it like that. And it goes pretty quickly. So this is a fun tangle to use if you have a big space to fill in. So you can try it without the marker and just form a grid with your pen and fill in the space that way. But I just thought it would be fun to add a little color today. And your spirals can be wider like this one, or they can be a little bit tighter like this one. I'm not trying to make them all the same because they're all individuals and they're all beautiful in the end. And we're on our last set here. As you can see, it goes really quickly. And this technique works in different shapes too. While we're working in the square shape, you can do the same thing inside triangles and other shapes as well, rectangles. So feel free to experiment with it. That's part of the fun. All right, now we have those all filled in. And I am going to take my pencil now. So you want to put your cap on your pen and pick up your number 2 pencil. And I'm going to add shading right along these areas here, the corners. This is how I like to shade this one. There's different ways to shade it, but this is kind of how I like to shade it. So it really kind of emphasizes going towards the center there, almost like looking at a pyramid from the top. And I'm not adding a lot of graphite, but I'll press a little harder so that maybe it's easier for you to see at home. And a little more here because it's not showing up so well. All right, I'm going to set my pencil aside and pick up my tortillon, and I'm just going to blend those. And again, it goes really, really quickly. If you have one like this where I wasn't able to fill in the little black center, you can actually add a little graphite there, and that helps bring out the dimensions of it. And there we go. It's all shaded in. If you'd like to add more shading, you could add around um, each base there. I'm not going to because I kind of like it the way it is. So I'm going to leave it like this. And that's the basics of Emingle. Super easy, super quick, and a lot of fun. And I like filling it in with some color here with the markers. But try it with just the pens. Make your grid with a pen and try it that way too. Um, all right, let's flip this over. And I like to put my name on there. And this was our Tangle of the week. I think we're on 12. And this is 3/25/24. And we're taking a look at Emingle. And let's flip this over. And then let's see where I want to put my initials. This is kind of a tough choice here. I think I'll just put it in the corner here, like that. But you can fill it in wherever you'd like. And that's our short little tutorial for this week. I apologize for it being late. sometimes when I have, when I work over the weekend, my whole schedule just changes and I get a little behind. All right. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope you have a great day. And let's see what we can do for next week with it being Easter. That's a challenge. All right. Have a great day. I love you guys. Bye-bye.